So we're out driving the Kia Sonet, and luckily for us, we have all the three versions in front of us. This is the GT line, that's the X line, and that's the Tech line. So in this video, we'll give you a very quick walk around to show you what's exactly different between these variants of the Sonet. So first, you have the GT line and the X line. Now, broadly, they're very similar. They differ in terms of their color palettes and so on. And but you'll notice that between these two and the Tech line, there's some noticeable changes. Most noticeable of which are the bumpers. They're very different. It's quite unlikely to see cars having such different bumpers within the same family, within the same variant, so to speak. So you notice the horizontal bumpers, the deeper inserts, this deeper insert here, air dam. So this is all very different to what you get in the line. As you can see, this opening here is much smaller. The openings in the bumper, they're a much softer design. And even most importantly is the design of these fog lamps. You have this tusk-shaped one, very different from the horizontal ones in the X line and the GT line. Now, also different and in keeping with the more brighter, more chrome heavy theme of the Tech line is the alloy wheel design. You notice that they're a slightly different look from the much more sportier ones that you see on the X line and the GT line. Now again, the very noticeable differentiation from the front you notice when you look at the rear bumpers of these three versions. So again, in the GT line you have this sort of brush grey finish. The X line gives you that black finish, which is also repeated in the front. And again, in the Tech line, it's a very different bumper again, much simpler one, just like the front, and you get again a much lighter shade. So yeah, which of these looks do you prefer the most? Let us know in the comments, and now we'll give you a quick look at the interiors of these three versions of. Now we'll start with the Tech line, and yeah, of course, the main difference with this update is this new tan upholstery. So, but the dashboard, the screens, they are all shared between the two cars, of course. This is the main difference here. And now moving to the X line, you notice that it's a much darker shade here. There's more gloss black here. You see the red stitching, that slight green tinge to the seat covers and the seat trim here. So yeah, this is the interiors of the X line for. And finally, this is the GT line. Now you'll notice that this is a more familiar theme. You've seen this in the Seltos and even in the Sonet before. So you have this dual tone off-white and black theme. And another point to note, the seats themselves between the Tech line and the GT line and X line, they're quite different with their textures over here and here. And then of course, each of them have an embossing on the seat covers. But again, you notice different textures and colors on the doors and in the center console. And again, like those cars, the back seat is different too. Now you already know about all the engine options that you get with the new Sonet. We also know that the bookings have opened and the car should launch very soon, about in the middle of this month, and we think prices should start from about 7 or 8 lakhs and go up to about 15 to 16 lakhs. So let us again know what you think of the Sonet and just drop them in the comments below.